R. Mason Thomas is expected to miss Oklahoma's game versus number 22 Missouri, as Missouri will get stronger for this game. And Lane Kiffin has until after the Egg Bowl to tell us what he's all going to be doing and where he's going to be coaching in 2026. This is just Friday. And I'm doing this again, frankly, because, well, there was no audio on the Lane Kiffin segment, so we deleted it, and we're going to do that right now. What's up, kinfolk? It's RJ Young. I am not on a step mill. If this is your first time watching Adapt and Respond, thank you for joining us here. We talk college football year round. If you're into that, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, like this video, and answer the question in the comments below. Do you think it's a bigger deal that R. Mason Thomas is going to miss Oklahoma's game versus Missouri with a lower body injury, or that Lane Kiffin is being given until after the Egg Bowl to tell us what he's all planning, tell us what he is planning to do for the 2026 season as a head coach? I think for the national college football landscape, for which national college football analyst Fox Sports, it's the Lane Kiffin story, and it's not close. The Lane Kiffin story has been wild because it feels like high school recruiting. Matter of fact, it feels like Jamar Chase's high school recruiting. And if you did not participate in that particular drama, let me remind you. At one point, Jamar Chase was committed to 4 different places, flipped from Florida to LSU twice, only to end up at LSU. Is wild. And at the time, it's like, all right. He's pretty good. And then he turns out to be a Biletnikoff Award winner and one of the better wide receivers to play the game. Thing with Lane Kiffin is pretty similar. It's a wild ride on the Kiffin train. Since he's become a head coach, he has not really left one of these places, say Florida Atlantic, without some palace intrigue. So at Tennessee, he was run out on a rail, and they really, really hate him. And if you really need me to run that back down for you, I'm going to ask you how long you've been a college football fan. If it's 2 seconds, go read about it. If it's longer than that, refresh yourself. Left on the tarmac at USC, once again, if you need a refresher on that, go read about it. Gets to Alabama in the rehabilitation clinic that is Nick Saban. And Nick Saban promotes him to offensive coordinator after some time. And he was doing great. And then he started calling plays during Alabama-Washington college football playoff semifinal. Plays they had not run in practice. And that is a fireable offense for Nick Saban. So he did. And when it looked like Lane Kiffin was going to be the next offensive coordinator at LSU, perhaps for, say, Ed Orgeron, all of a sudden there was a head coach job at Florida Atlantic that Saban was like, hey, Lane, I found you a head coaching job. Don't you want to be a head coach? Took that job. Turns out to be pretty good. Gets him back in the SEC at Ole Miss, which has really been wild because between him and Hugh Freeze, you can make all matter of comments. But what is fact is the best 3-year run that Ole Miss has had since Johnny Vaught was head coach has happened with Lane Kiffin as head coach. 10 wins or more, and they're in the middle of their best season ever. They can go 11-1 with a win in the Egg Bowl, only losses to Georgia. Shoe into the college football playoff. And also, normally would be the kind of guy that's in for a 6, 7, 8, 9, 10-year extension that's going to pay him $10, $12 million a year. Instead, Lane Kiffin has chose to play with his future by not just saying, I'm the head coach at Ole Miss, but by saying, you know what? I met my wife in Florida. Maybe I want to be a head coach of Florida. And LSU has always been flirting with him. He's always been flirting with them. It feels like a match made in heaven for those of us that are neutrals because it's just fun. LSU is fun, and it's always going to be drama right down to the governor, neutering the athletic director, getting the athletic director fired, saying the athletic director's not going to do his job, only so you can load up the dice and try to go get Lane Kiffin while also trying to convince a court of law that you fired Brian Kelly for cause. Your cause being he was a bad football coach. It's not cause legally. So you can go pay Lane Kiffin all this money that you owe Brian Kelly, $54 million. While Ole Miss is going, hey, dog, what the hell? What is all of this? So Lane Kiffin is already being told, do you want to be a part of this marriage or not? And it looks like he's trying to find a nice way to leave, right? So let's say at the end of the season, he wants to tell everybody he's going to LSU or Florida or Oregon State. The question becomes, will Keith Carter and Glenn Boyce, the athletic director and president, respectively, at Ole Miss, allow him to coach Ole Miss through the postseason and basically get them 4 wins away from winning the national championship? The answer to me is quite obvious. It's yes. right? He has put together a great team with help. And I feel his team wants to win a national championship. Fans want to win a national championship. And I think Lane Kiffin wants to win a national championship. And a great way for you to blow that all up is not just to fire him, but to say he can't coach a team. In which case, you also open this thing up for 30 days of players to enter the transfer portal, of which Lane Kiffin might take a few of those to LSU or Florida or Oregon State. Is that what you want to happen? No. But it does it feels so very weird and also so very college football that you wouldn't allow something like this to happen. I'd say the man is under contract until he is not, and I'd leave it there. But having these conversations out loud and then telling people about them is very SEC. They kiss and tell, right? It is one of the easiest leagues to break news inside of because everybody's talking all the time. Okay. Now, on the other hand, if you get all this done, you make it past the Egg Bowl, you're going to get in the college football playoff. Oklahoma, 606 on the mark here. It ain't that cut and dry for them. Oklahoma has to beat Missouri. It has to beat LSU. And for the second straight week, it would have to beat a top 25 opponent without its best pass rusher in R. Mason Thomas, who had a hamstring injury on the scoop and score in the win against Tennessee. And Oklahoma has needed defensive scores against his last two top 25 opponents to win the game. Last week, it was Eli Bowen picking off Ty Simpson and running it back to the house. Week before that, R. Mason Thomas. Is it going to happen again against Missouri? It'd be hard, man. Bo Pribble is coming back. He's probably going to be a little bit rusty, but he is as good a quarterback as John Mateer is. And he's got the same skill set as John Mateer. He can run, he can pass. Difference is Missouri has one of the best rushing attacks in all of college football. Ahmad Hardy ran for 300 plus yards against Mississippi State last week, and he has rushed for over 1,364 yards so far this season, 45 yards, this season. He's going to be a 1,500-yard rusher, right? All-American. First team. Oklahoma's defense has his hand up to that, and it's really difficult to do that without one of your best edge guys, one of your best outside linebackers. That he is out for this game means you're going to need another Herculean effort from Kip Lewis, from Owen Heineke, from the Bowen brothers. You're going to have to be great, and you're going to have to run the damn football and run it well and finish drives. It ain't a great look. So all of a sudden, Missouri got that much stronger, and Oklahoma got that much weaker, and Saturday, dog.